Lads, it's La Liga Team of the Season time. Today we are taking a look at Pedri Team of the Season card. Is he just as good as Nkunku's Team of the Season card? It's a similar price. Sam is joining me, asking me a few questions. Sam, let's get into the review, my friend.
Hello, everybody. Well, I'm looking at the dynamic pick, Jack. He's got his tongue out. He's being a cheeky little chappy. Was he a cheeky little chappy on the pitch for you?
He was not.
Oh, dear.
For me, listen, lads, I need to preface this video with a big disclaimer that this card is not bad. A card that that has had stats like this, it's not possible for it to be a bad card, okay? But it's nowhere near the level that it needs to be worth this many coins. It is an astronomical amount. He's 1.6 mil on Xbox. He's just shy of 1.9 mil on PlayStation. And Sam, to be frank with you, he's not worth it.
Ooh. So the hype was like, yeah. The reality was like, wah, wah, wah.
Boom. Yeah.
No.
We were in the party, weren't we?
Yeah.
I've been using Pedri all night. I've played him in champs, played him in rivals. I've given him a fair go. I don't know whether it's just that I don't get on with him personally, but Sam, you can attest as to how frustrated I was that it wasn't working.
I did a bit of show business at the start there. I actually knew that Jack wasn't best friends with Pedri. You could just hear the disappointment. I think if you compare the sort of the sound in the party when I use Nkunku to what Jack was doing with Pedri, or even
it's night and day into
both me and Jack with De Bruyne.
Yeah.
To what Jack was saying with Pedri, there was a lot of things that were Pedri's fault.
Yep, mate. Honestly, I think World War II was his fault. To be honest with you, it wasn't even a twinkle in his father's eye. But he was lacking a lot of things that are needed for a centre mid. I think.
So I think for me though, the big thing when I look at the card, and there's one glaring weakness, isn't there, on the face stats, and that's that physicality. And
it's a weak.
He's a centre mid. That's the one place that you sort of need it. And I mean, it goes back to the sort of the dads on the old school Sunday League football morning. You've got to be physical out there. The ball can go past, he can go past, but not both at the same time, Jack.
Honestly, I'd be terrified. If you were on the sideline, Sam, screaming at this guy, he might have done some work. So, yeah, you're right. A big problem for me is that he's like a boy playing in a man's game. Honestly, I was playing 4-4-2. If you've not seen the tactics, go and check them out. Sam, I was 250th in the world earlier on Rivals. I'm not a bad player, honestly, lads.
I mean, it's just fraud watch I'm thinking here, Jack.
This guy is on international fraud watch, this Pedri. So, for 4-4-2, you want like a good, strong centre mid that can, win the ball back. Especially, he was my attacking one, so he could win the ball back quite well and get forward and transition the play really well and maybe score a goal or two. And that is all he did actually. He scored 2 goals in 7 games, which is a really poor return. 1 assist.
Especially as I'm assuming the attacking centre mid next to Vieira.
Yes, yeah, Vieira just does all the hard work for him. And honestly, I found that Vieira was having to pick up the pieces quite a lot after Pedri. Like, so much so that you'd expect his attacking output to be so much higher. Yeah. And after coming from De Bruyne, so granted he had big shoes to fill. De Bruyne, Team of the Season, is a huge player, granted. But he's also about almost half the price of this card.
We said about De Bruyne, didn't you? Like, you almost accept that you're going to be a little bit more open in the middle because of how good he is going forwards. If Pedri's not doing that, then you want him to at least fill the space defensively more.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's not done it, so...
No, I used him in a 4-1-2-1-2 as well as the 4-4-2. And he just, I don't know, man. He just didn't feel like he was doing enough for me.
Is it possible, just for devil's advocate for a second, is it possible? Do you know when somebody hypes up a film and like, you've got to go see this film, you've got to go see this film, and then you go see the film, and it's good, but because it's been hyped so much, it's died. Do you think maybe you hype the card up too much for yourself, or
I think so. I think you look at his face stats.
Worth 1.5 mil.
He's absolutely not worth it, but equally, I think I'd got a little bit too excited, especially when I saw that he'd kept the 5-star skills upgrade. But I don't know how to say this, Sam, but his dribbling doesn't feel as nice as you might think, and I don't know why that is, to be honest, because he's lean. Well, he's got amazing stats.
As my next question then.
but it's weird. He just doesn't feel like... I'm going to put it down to gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, it is odd tonight, big time odd.
When you've got a player like this, though, Sam, you want him to be able to rise above the tough gameplay and a bad connection, like De Bruyne does, in my opinion. I think De Bruyne, he feels the same, give or take, whether it's good or bad. So, I don't know, Sam. This Pedri, he just let me down. I was really excited to use him, and he let me down. He's neither a cam nor a CDM. He's kind of like he's a very good centre mid when you compare him to all the other cards. But we're looking at this top tier, aren't we, Sam?
Yeah, I mean that you've sort of taken away my next question. Maybe for a 4-2-3-1, could he have been a cam with a hawk on? But
no,
you're not feeling it.
His shooting was weak, honestly. So, granted, I did use an anchor on him, lads. I think in hindsight, if I was to try him again, I might have used hawk on him, but. Is it going to make a big difference to the card? Not really, to be honest. But he couldn't play cam. His shooting is just simply not good enough, even without, We always say that a chem style only elevate. It doesn't really change someone's play, a shooting stat or whatever. It just makes them feel a little bit better. I don't think the base stats are there for this card. He's got a very nice pass on him. He's got a lovely pass, as you might guess. He's just, I don't know. He's just a very boring card to me. I can't believe I'm saying that. Literally.
Oh man, it's sad, but I don't know. I mean, I suppose the question is then, Jack, if people get this guy red, are they going to be a little bit annoyed now?
I think if you get him red and you've got no expectations of him, I think you'll be. I think he'll do a job for you. I don't think he's even get him free to if I got him. Now, I wouldn't replace De Bruyne with him.
Yeah.
So, take of that what you will. I think he's a very good card. I think he's got a very niche purpose, though, in this game, in the meta of this game at the minute, because you're either a huge CDM like Vieira, or you're a big attacking mid like Nkunku or De Bruyne.
I mean,
and this Pedri's not quite...
All three names you said there have the big pity, don't they? The big presence.
They do.
And in a central midfield...
They've got a bit of body.
You can't get away without it. That's what it comes down to.
And this guy's not got the body. I have touched him over and over, and I just can't feel anything there. Nothing stiff whatsoever.
No, it's fine. He's 19. He can consent.
Yeah, that's fine. No problem. I've already done it. So it'll be a bit later anyway. So Sam, we'll go on to the end card. We'll not keep the people waiting. I've still given him an 8.5.
Okay, I mean 8.5 sounds decent. But when you look at those stats, it's not, is it? It's really not.
No, 8.5 because he's a very serviceable player. He does transition play really well. He's got great passing ability, which a lot of other players do have. So you've got to weigh up what you.
I was about to say he's up
the
against
problem with this
Pedri,
I just don't think he's got an X factor to him. I think he's too much of a jack of all trades.
He's not getting the golden buzzer.
No, mate, if I was Amanda Holden, he'd be getting a bloody red X right now. So, yeah, I think he's almost... The card feels like he's trying to be everything, whereas like a player like De Bruyne or a player like Vieira, Vieira is a destroyer. De Bruyne is a creative, attacking midfielder. This Pedri feels like he's trying to be both of them, but he can't do them.
I think that's his downfall, isn't it? He's up against too much... great competition now. We're at team of the season with some of those cards,
especially when you look at Nkunku and how well received he's been by the community. I don't think this Pedri is going to be all that much hyped up. To be fair, once everyone's starting getting him red, he's already dropped quite a fair bit. I've given him a 3 for value for coin, Sam. I really don't think he's worth it.
I mean, how much has he dropped in the last couple of hours? About 400k, did we say?
Give or take, he's dropped a hell of a lot. I think honestly, as people get him red or from the team of the season packs, obviously it'll drop a little bit more naturally anyway. But I just don't see it with this card, to be honest, lads. Best chem style, I used an anchor, maybe try a hawk on him. I don't think there's gonna be a huge difference. I think I would use hawk though. If you're gonna try and use him as a centre mid, use hawk.
Go all out.
Best links now. This is somewhere, Sam, where he actually doesn't lack. He's got bloody millions of them. There's, I went for the new Araujo, the centre back from Barca. He looks really, really good. Yeah. 96 strength, Sam, 6'4".
What a
He's
beast.
going to be really good. He's only 75k, Sam.
He won't lack the P, will he, Jack?
No, he'll have a big P for me. Yeah. And then the new Isco, the flashback one, he looks brilliant, Sam. I don't know if you've seen his in games.
I have, yeah. I mean, he's got the work rates that mean he will never enter my club, but
280k. I think it looks like a very decent card if you've got some duplicate fodder to go into something. And then I put the Canales, the team of the season.
Beast. He can play anywhere.
So the crazy thing is, Sam, I think that Canales is going to be better than this card.
I can see it in a weird way. Like, even if you wanted to play him centre mid, if he's that all-out attacking centre mid, he's probably going to offer that more so than this card is.
Well, he's got more shoot. You know, he's a bit faster. His dribbling's not so great, but his defending's much better. I say much better. It's
stronger,
not
I would
better
think.
At all. Sorry, I meant his physical. Sorry, not his defending. So yeah, he's not lacking in links, but altogether, Sam, it was a disappointing card. I was really excited to use it, and then it just didn't quite live up to what I thought it was going to.
Yeah, I mean, with the 5-star skills, I thought that might almost bring it back for you, but it just didn't.
Yeah,
so
it doesn't. It absolutely did not.
Ending this one on a somber note, Jack.
Yes, lads. Hopefully, it will be a little bit better in the next review. It's João Felix. I've just picked him up. Can't wait to use him. Very, very excited. But until the next one, make sure to drop a subscription down to the channel down below. Leave a like on the video, it always helps us out. But until next time, I've been Jack.
And I've been Sam.
And we've been Backpage Game. We'll see you in the next one.